Welcome to the Festival Beach Fruit Forest. We are a biodiverse community focused on permaculture food production. Native pollinators are absolutely essential to our community in food production because without pollinators, we don't get any food. We need them to visit our flowers so that we can help the community with food. Let's go take a look at some of these. We have the Lantana up there, which grows like a weed, but it's an amazing pollinator. All three kinds of bees love this plant, which is of course, honeybees, and then the solitary bees and the bumblebees all love Lantana. And we have lots of it because it grows like crazy. Then here we have the Mistflower, which the bees and butterflies love this plant. They're all over it. If you get up close, you can see. Our favorite, my favorite is this beautiful Goldenrod, and we have beautiful Goldenrod that just comes up every year. It's a wonderful pollinator. The solitary bees love it, the honeybees love it, and we also have some native milkweed here. It's looking a little bit scraggly right now, but it was blooming all summer long. And then here we have some Aster and some Goldenrod together, and which is very excited. We're very excited about this because we added the Aster last year after reading this wonderful book, Braiding Sweetgrass, and Kelly's going to tell you about that.
And one of the amazing things about braiding sweetgrass is it brings in both the spiritual connection and the biological, like the botany perspective. The author of the book wanted to know her whole life why Aster and Goldenrod always bloomed together. Was there any beneficial relationship? And a lot of her teachers would say, well, no, that's not something we're concerned about as botanists. We don't care about how they look. But it turns out this particular combination of colors, this lovely bright purple and this lovely yellow, are extra attractive to bees, and they actually get close to double the pollination together as they would separately, which just shows another example of a symbiotic relationship in plants, you know?
Look at that, it's a little monarch on our lantanas. It's probably close to the end of its life, but hey, still going strong.
This plant up here is the sweet almond verbena. About 3 weeks ago, this was filled with colorful white blossoms. When it's blooming, you can smell it all the way on the other side of the food forest. It's kind of amazing, it's incredible. Any part of the food forest, you can smell it. And if we can smell it, so can these bees. And the bees are all over this thing. Right now, you can kind of see these feathery seed pods. They just come off, right? But the bees love the flowers. It's got a great fragrance, and this guy is a really tall, almost tree now. It's supposed to be a bush, but it's a tree right now. And you know, because it's native, it thrives in this climate. It is able to support all kinds of bees, and it looks really, really beautiful. So this is sweet almond verbena. Another cool little plant we have over here is the Texas persimmon. It's not blooming right now. It blooms in the summer. But one of the cool things about it is it has flowers that all the native bees and honeybees appreciate. They have these bell-shaped flowers that are white, and because there are male and female plants, you need bees to help pollinate these native fruits, which are probably one of the best native fruits. So this one is pretty special because not only is it a pollinator, it's also a really good fruit.
Over here is a Gulf fritillary caterpillar. It looks like Darth Maul from Star Wars. It is a pretty cool spiky boy, and one of the coolest things about this guy is the Gulf fritillaries only feed on the passion flowers. So we've got two different species of passion flowers here. This one is the Maypop, and then we have the Passiflora fotida over there, which is the stinking passion flower, which is also kind of carnivorous. But what's really cool is these guys are excellent pollinators for our native plants, and passion flowers attract these, and they will come here, lay their eggs, and the butterflies will pollinate everything else nearby. So we want to keep these guys around. And again, both the flowers and the butterflies are natives.
Standing by the frostweed here, and it's past its bloom period,
and the monarchs love this. It's one of the things they love on their migration, to find a big stand of frostweed, and it's a native, and its claim to fame is in the winter when it freezes, the stems like pop open, and it looks like ice crystals. So that's why it's called frostweed. But it's a great pollinator, and the monarchs love it.
So this over here is a plant called Turk's cap. It is in the same family as okra, which we have over there. It is a really cool native that's got these big red flowers. They look like, I guess, a Turkman's cap. They probably didn't come up with the best name, but both the flowers and the fruits are edible, and these attract hummingbirds. They've got these long red flowers that hummingbirds love, and sometimes early in the morning you can see hummingbirds over here kind of, getting nectar from these guys. And if you come and, take these flowers early in the morning, they're actually pretty tasty. I'm actually going to try this one. So it's a pollinator for the birds and you.
So we're standing on the ladybird berm right now, and where we have a lot of natives planted. And this is called Goldeneye, or Plateau Goldeneye, and it is just a native Texas wildflower that is blooming like crazy right now. And during the daytime, this is just covered with bees, and the honeybees love it, and also the solitary bees love this plant. And then if we come down here to the Maximilian Sunflower, this is one of my favorites. This normally stands up and makes a big colony, and it's very tall, but it fell down, and so we just let it bloom down here. But this is a native wildflower, and it is a wonderful pollinator. All the bees love it. The honeybees love it, the bumblebees love it, and all the species of solitary bees love this plant. So it right now, even though the sun's going down, there are still bees on it. If you want to get a close up, you can see that there are bees like crawling around on the Maximilian Sunflower. There's one here and one over here. It's a favorite, definitely a favorite of the bees.
So another really interesting pollinator that most people don't think about, it's on a tree, it's much higher up, it's a little less obvious, is the Goldenball lead tree. So this guy's actually really interesting because not only is he native, he's also a nitrogen fixer. So as these are growing, they're a type of legume, they add nitrogen to the soil, which then benefits all the plants around it.
This plant is called pyramid bush, and it has just now finished blooming. But this plant has been blooming all summer long, and it is a powerful pollinator. The bees love it. In the summer, it's covered with these magenta flowers. You can just kind of barely see a little bit hint of one here, but it is covered. It's really gorgeous, and it is also just covered with bees. Like, it's one of those plants that where you look at it and it looks like it's moving, and it's because there's so many bees on it. And in the summer, when it's like super hot, this is always a great source for the bees, because it's just always blooming all summer long. And then this right here is a very thick stand of native Poinsetta, and the one in Mexico is the one that turns red. Ours just has just that little bit right here of red, and we just got a little bit of this, and it just spread like crazy, and now like it's just all over everything. And turns out that it's a wonderful pollinator. The bees love this, and it's just covered with bees like all day long.
This bush over here is called Lantana. It's in the same family as the bee bush or the almond verbena that we saw earlier. The plant itself is really fragrant, and then the flowers are just beautiful. It's got these beautiful red and orange flowers. As they run out of nectar, they actually change color, which lets pollinators know which flowers to go for, which is really smart. I wish more plants did that, right? And so this one attracts both birds, hummingbirds, but it also attracts a lot of bees. It attracts monarchs, even the Gulf fritillary. All the pollinators, they love this plant. And this one is special because the red and orange one, that's the native one. And the pink and yellow one, that is introduced. So this one's extra special because it's also native and clearly it's thriving.